Hey guys, come on downstairs. We're playing a little Minnesota Twins franchise here. It is year 3, regular season, games 70 through 73. And we will be on the road as we finish off a 7-game road trip. We lost 2 out of 3 at Comerica Park in Detroit, and now we are down in the Gulf Coast, taking on the Tampa Bay Rays at the Trop. First game, game number 70. The Rays come in at 39-29, having a good season in second place in the American League East. As you see our batting order, Nunez, Polanco, Vargas, Sano, Mesoraco, Grossman, Valbuena, Bonifacio, and Byron Buxton. And we are first in the American League in batting average, which has kept us afloat here. Jose Barrios, 2-2, a 3.79 ERA, 35 2/3 innings. He will face Kevin Kiermaier out in center, Brad Miller, Corey Dickerson, Steven Souza, Pedro Alvarez, Logan Morrison, Logan Forsythe. Evan Longoria is batting 8th, and Wilkin Castillo batting 9th. And behind the plate, pitching for the Rays today will be Drew Smyly. He is 7-2 with a 3.01 ERA, having an all-star caliber season down in Tampa. So, Devin Mesoraco steps in, batting .234 with 7 home runs on the year. Nobody on, nobody out in the second inning. Devin Mesoraco. There is a runner on second, and Mesoraco's little blooper into right field will drive the run home and put us out in front 1-0. Here at Tropicana Field, a little bit of an 80s feel to playing in Tampa. Back in the day of the domes, the Kingdome, the Metrodome, the Astrodome. Don't see those anymore except for Tropicana Field. Jose Barrios gets the strikeout to end the second inning. Still 1-0 Minnesota. We go to the third now. Eduardo Nunez, batting .315, 349 on-base percentage. 2-2 count with nobody on, nobody out. This time I'm certain there is nobody on. And Nunez drives it deep to left field. That one's heading towards the wall, and that one's going to get out. Eduardo Nunez. And I believe that is his first home run of the season. And it puts the Twins up 2-0. In the 5th inning now, Kevin Kiermaier with 1 out. Runners on second and third for the Rays. Facing Barrios on a 3-1 count. Kiermaier gets one over the plate. He grounds it to second. And nothing that Bonifacio can do. So he just flips it to the shortstop. And a run comes in to score. It's 2-1 Minnesota. As we pass the halfway mark of the game, Alex Colomé comes in now, relieving Drew Smyly. And Jorge Polanco steps in. With the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Polanco lifts this one to left, and the Twins strand 3 runners in the 7th inning. They still lead 2-1, though. We go to the 9th inning now. Kevin Segrist on, making his 30th appearance of the year, looking for save number 23, and he has an ERA under 2, and he is facing Logan Forsythe with 2 outs. Forsythe, a home run, could tie it, but he swings and misses at the slider, down and in, the back heel slider, and the Twins win 2-1 here in Tampa, and that is the first game that we have played against Tampa Bay this season, and we're 6.5 games ahead of the Detroit Tigers, and 9.5 games ahead of the Indians. Eduardo Nunez, 2 for 3 with a home run. On the day, we go to game number 71. Rays 39-30. We are 40-30. So now we're going to take a look at both lineups here together. We got Rosario, Jace Peterson, Vargas, Sano, Valbuena, Mesoraco, Polanco, Robbie Grossman in right, Byron Buxton. The Rays go with Kiermaier, Miller, Steven Souza Jr., Alvarez, Longoria, Morrison, Logan Forsythe, Corey Dickerson, and Kurt Casale will be behind the plate for the Rays today. Kyle Gibson will go for us. He's got a 2.61 ERA. Somehow his record is 7-6 despite having incredible numbers. Otherwise, Jake Odorizzi starts for the Rays. 5-5, a 3.30 ERA, 79 innings. So if you're new to the series and you're wondering why Jake Odorizzi is playing for Tampa and not for us, we started this franchise back in 2016 with MLB The Show 16. And So a lot of players are still where they were back a couple of years ago, but a lot of players have moved as well. Jorge Polanco swings and misses. That's why Eduardo Nunez is still with us. We have not moved him on. We like what he's given us at short and his versatility all around the infield and can play outfield as well. Robbie Grossman strikes out swinging. Odorizzi gets the Rays through the 5th inning, giving up no runs on 3 hits. 6th inning now, Eddie Rosario. He struck out twice, batting .261 on the year. He is not hitting for as much power as we would like to see, but he's going to drive this one into the left center gap. That one's got some carry to it, but it is not going to make the wall on the fly. But Rosario's heading around second, trying to stretch it into a triple, and he does. Jace Peterson on now to try to drive him home with 1 out. So that's a good time to try to stretch a double into a triple with 1 out. And now Jace Peterson, opposite field base hit's going to give us the lead 1-0, especially in a situation in the 6th inning with no runs on the board and 1 out. It was a very good decision, good base running by Rosario to take that extra base and get into scoring position with less than 2 outs, or to third with less than 2 outs. Next batter, though, Canis Vargas puts it on the ground, and the Rays double us up to get out of the inning. Brad Miller on now, facing Kyle Gibson still in the bottom of the 6th. And Brad Miller's going to lift this one, golfing it out to right field. And that one is gone. If it stays fair, it does. And Brad Miller hits the solo home run to tie the game up in the 6th. For Miller, I want to say that was like home run number 4 on the season. I wish it told us in that graphic there, but it doesn't. I'm almost certain it was home run number 4. So we go to the 7th inning. Miguel Sano on now, batting .281. 0 for 2 with the strikeout. He has struggled lately, but he has been showing signs of breaking out of it. This time he drives it to center field. Kiermaier's going back of the track, looking up, and that one is going to go over the wall. A home run. Miguel Sano finally back in the home run column. He has been sitting at 11 home runs for quite a while, and that one is home run number 12 for Miguel Sano. The Twins win it 2-1 on the strength of that Miguel Sano home run. They lead the season series now 2-0. Brad Miller 2 for 4 with a home run and an RBI for the Rays. Sano a home run, RBI. Eddie Rosario a triple. And Jace Peterson 2 for 4 with an RBI. Kyle Gibson gets the win, goes to 8-6. Has 12 strikeouts on the day for Kyle Gibson. So we're on to game number 72. I'll let you guys look at the batting order. Starting to feel like possibly this format might be getting a little bit stale, and I want to do a better job of bringing you guys statistics and making you guys feel a little more part of the season. I don't know, just give you a better feel for what's going on. So next episode, the format is changing up a little bit, and what we'll do is highlights of one game, and then I'll just show you the score and statistics from the other games of the series, and then we'll do a little look around the major leagues statistics-wise, and I want to get the farm system more involved just so you guys get a better feel overall of the entire state of our organization. So that will be next episode. This one was a 4-game series with the Rays, so trying to get all 4 of these games in was a little bit tough, and try to keep it at a reasonable length. So we take a 1-0 lead in the first there, and we head to the 4th inning. Pedro Alvarez on. So, I mean, I can't do every episode just highlights of every game. I'm finding out that maybe gets a little bit old. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. Every once in a while we'll do one where we have highlights of all the games. Otherwise, we're going to speed things up just a little bit by not having highlights. I'm still going to play those games. I'm just going to show you the final score and kind of go over what happened verbally rather than show you. As you see, Eduardo Nunez, we just talked him up about how versatile he was, and then he makes a play like that. I guess it got lost in the lights. That's kind of what it looked like, actually. And that is an error on Eduardo Nunez. Ties up the game at 1 in the bottom of the 5th inning for the Rays. And a ground ball up the middle gets past the diving Jace Peterson, and that'll drive in another run for Tampa. They take a 2-1 lead in the 5th. we go on to inning number 7. This is game number 3 of this 4-game series. Arodys Vizcaíno coming in. He struggled a little bit, a 5.32 ERA. He's facing Kevin Kiermaier. Kiermaier with 4 home runs on the season, runner on first with 2 outs, and Kiermaier grounds it off of Vizcaíno, but Jace Peterson's able to change direction, barehand it, and get it on to first. So this game is a little 80s throwback feel to it. Tampa Bay wasn't around in the 80s, but these uniforms for Tampa, I think, really kind of remind me of the San Diego Padres 80s uniforms, just that they are not yellow and brown. So I thought I'd have Tampa wear these, and the Twins wearing their 80s home uniforms, as we kind of look back to dome baseball back in the 80s here at Tropicana Field. The Rays go on to win this game 2-1, and the season series now sits at 2-1, Twins with the lead. Kevin Kiermaier went 1 for 4 with a double. Evan Longoria 2 for 3 with a double. I don't know why he is batting in the 8 spot. Chris Archer gets the win for the Rays. 6 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 6 innings. Brad Boxberger picks up his 22nd save. He's among the leaders in saves as well, along with Kevin Segrist from us. So game number 73, we're going to skip right ahead to the 14th inning. This one was a marathon. Tyler Chatwood is pitching. He has pitched about 3 innings at this point. And Corey Dickerson is on with the score all tied up at 0s. And Dickerson is going to send us all home with a Rays walk-off home run. So offense has been hard to come by for the Twins lately. Our pitching has tried to keep us in games, but the Rays win the last 2 of this 4-game series to even up the season series at 2 apiece. And Corey Dickerson was 1 for 6 with that walk-off home run. We fall to 41-32. The Rays are 41-31. They are a half a game ahead of us. Not that it matters too much, because I don't believe we're going to be in the wild card race unless some crazy things happen. Anyway, let's look at the American League standings. Yankees 1 game ahead of the Rays in the East. The Red Sox 3.5 back. The Jays 3.5 back. That is a tight division over there. Central, we have a 6.5 game lead on the Tigers, 8 over the Indians, 9.5 over the Royals, 13 over the Pale Hose. And out in the West, the Angels, who are making a push, are 3.5 games behind the Rangers. And a look at the National League. The Philadelphia Phillies have overtaken the Nationals. They lead by 3 games over the Nats. Look at that 44-28 record for the Fightin' Phils. In the Central, the Pirates 2 games back. The Cubs 3.5. They have been good lately. The Brewers still within striking distance. And out in the West, the Dodgers lead the Rockies by 3.5 games. The Rocks have jumped over the Giants. And the Diamondbacks and Padres are 7 and 8 back, respectively. So that is episode number 130. Next up, we will have a more diverse episode looking at several different aspects of our organization here on Minnesota Twins franchise on Mama's Basement.